I know I said I needed a bit of a reboot. This is a bit much.
Gosh.
Hey there. Hey, I can't believe I can actually tell you I've started training for the Walt Disney World Marathon weekend. You're saying, oh, come on. No, seriously, I started to have my doubts. It takes a long time to train for a marathon, 26.2 miles, let alone the 39.3 for Goofy's Race and a Half Challenge. And that's the race entry I purchased because it's the 15th anniversary. I have a lot of catch up to do. Most of you started training months ago, back in July. If you picked up that runDisney Galloway plan, it takes 29 weeks. But I had a really good reason. Some of you know about it because you've been following the saga on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll put the links to those pages in the description box below. If you haven't, if you're new, or if you're under a rock, here's the short version, about 2 minutes. Cue the music. About 5 months ago, back in March, the blind guy was walking through the house with an armload of laundry, not paying attention, going way too quickly. They keep telling me to slow down, and I slipped on Darla's puppy toy. Now, my flip-flop hit it so hard and so fast, I kicked the underside of the sofa. After jumping and screaming and cursing around the room for a couple of minutes, scaring both Darla and Coach Spanky, I calmed down, but my foot swelled up and turned red. So I needed an opinion. I went to urgent care, they took an x-ray, and they gave me the all clear to keep training. Unfortunately for me, a few weeks later, while I was at the Star Wars Rival Run weekend running the 10K, at about mile marker 5, I was on the bridge between England and France. I felt a sharp pain, and that's when the bone broke.
It's like somebody just took a knife and jammed it in my foot.
I didn't know it at the time, so I showed up for the half marathon the next morning, and in a fit of tears, because I couldn't walk, they talked me out of doing the race, and I had to eat a couple of $100 in challenge entry fees. I made an appointment for a specialist. A couple of days later, the specialist took an x-ray, and lo and behold, I had broken the 4th proximal phalanx in my left foot, the head end, the condyle, up near the metatarsal. It was kind of a messy break. The piece traveled a little bit. Instead of surgery, the doctor chose to let it heal. He asked me to wear a walking shoe or an air cast. I purchased some crutches and a knee scooter to stay off the foot. Now, 30 days later, 1 month, we took another x-ray. No healing. 60 days later, I started getting a bit worried. Still no healing. At the 3-month mark, we took another x-ray.
Yeah, one more.
Still no healing, and I started to panic a bit because at that point I'd purchased some races later in 2020.
I want to see a little bit more union between the two fracture fragments.
Now finally, by day 123, who's counting, right?
All right, you are all set.
4 months, the doctor turned to me and said, this thing really shouldn't be hurting you very much.
Clinically, your pain should have subsided.
Because of that, he gave me the thumbs up to actually put on a real running shoe and start walking. Now, he wanted me to not run immediately, wait 2 more weeks wearing this bone growth stimulator for a full 60 days before I could go out on a run. His words, a jog, but I have started walking.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Workout started.
We got time, but no money. But there ain't nobody stopping us. We got bills, but no dollars. But now we don't really give up. No, we don't really give up. Living for that ray of light. Life can be beautiful. Life can be beautiful. Going all the way tonight, making it beautiful. Acting like there's no tomorrow.
Initially here, the goal, simply walking, is to maintain course pace for runDisney, which is about 16 minutes per mile. They've changed it a little over time. I think it used to be around 16:30. It's now 16. And believe it or not, it's not as easy as it would seem to maintain a 16-minute pace per mile. You gotta keep moving, you gotta keep concentrating. Hey, it's not easy when you get little zings and zaps with the foot every once in a while too. Keep moving.
Acting like there's no tomorrow. Acting like there's no tomorrow. Acting like there's no tomorrow. Acting like this.
Okay, let's see how we're doing.
1 mile. Pace 14:52. Average pace 14:50. Time 14 minutes and 50 seconds.
You know, I'm not new to this. I've been running for 4 years. I'm not a novice, even though I like to pretend I am. But I'm having to start over, as if I were a new runner, just to protect my foot. And because I'm an amateur, I've had to reach out to a lot of people for their help, especially those of you who've gone through injury before. And you're all saying the same thing. Take it slow.
No, we don't really give up. No, we don't really give up.
My first run walk, I actually took the Osmo Pocket out instead of the GoPro, and I lost myself a bit in using the camera, lost what I was doing, wasn't thinking straight, ran a little bit too much, and ended up in complete and utter pain for more than 24 hours. It subsided. I'm being told I have to work through the kinks and get some of that atrophy that's happened over 5 months with my left foot stuck in a cast. I'm heading back into Galloway Run Walk Runland, and I don't want any means from you diehard runners who say, "What? You're walking? I can't believe you walked. Do you walk during a race?" Hey, the run walk run method is totally acceptable, especially if you're a new runner, maybe if you're an aging runner and you don't want to, blow all of your joints and limbs out, and especially if you are an injured runner and recovering. Hold on, 20-second run. And for the time being, this is what I'm doing. Something I've never done before. Really short running segments, 20 seconds, followed by a 60-second walk. And there goes my walk timer. It goes by like that. Static shots. Whew, a little out of breath. This is what happens when you're not training properly all the time. I was sitting on the sofa. You lose that cardiovascular endurance. You lose that strength in your legs. You know, the short 20-60, here goes a 20-second running segment. It was suggested by a friend, and now good RunDisney friend, Lori, who has run nearly 100 half marathons, and by the time I put this up, it may be 100. She says that pacing got her through the full marathon at Disney, and there goes the timer. It doesn't seem like much, but it dramatically shaves the time off of that course pace. Loving it right now. Plus, my foot doesn't hurt afterwards. That's the most important thing.
3 miles. Pace 11:53. Average pace 13:47. Time 41 minutes and 23 seconds.
Acting like there's no tomorrow. Acting like there's no tomorrow.
Congratulations.
Hey, look who's joined me. It's Coach Spanky and assistant coach Darla. She can have the title now. She's 10 months old. They're my comfort coaches. You know, for the foreseeable future, the doctor has asked me to continue wearing the air cast and using this stuff because it can take a long time for a broken bone to heal. So I'll be doing that when I'm not doing the run walk. And I'm gonna keep the video journal a little loosey-goosey this time around. I'm not gonna carry a camera with me for every single training run. It's hard enough with the visual impairment, but you know, when you're carrying a camera, even if it's as small as this Osmo Pocket, you focus on the camera and not on the run, your breathing, and more importantly for me, on how my foot feels. I will come up with a topic from time to time, and next time I hope to talk about the plan. Your plan, if you're following that runDisney Galloway training plan, and mine with the help of a coach, which will be a bit abbreviated. But it's to keep me training so that I can see you at the next start line. Hey, Spank, you're looking to walk too, aren't you? They want to go for a walk.